a lot going on in the Republican realm, and also with MAGA. Wait, let me see if this is working. Sorry about that. Good. So there's a lot of big problems going on now. I have to say, by me being an independent, I was a lifelong Democrat to where I saw that all the crazy stuff started going on. I'm like, wait a minute, I do not support this at all. I can't put my stamp of approval on this. I can't. So I'm an independent. So looking at both sides, I see Trump's second term. It's really falling apart. It's really falling apart. I didn't think it would because when he started his second term, he started, he hit the ground running, doing things that people wanted to be done. Now that a lot has changed since then, and it's more so with the disturbance going on over there in the Middle East, dealing with the is the real and what the APAC lobbyists are doing, um, for entertainment purposes only, right? Now, within this, it shows or Trump has been exposed to being in a pocket of APAC. People are like, wait a minute, wait. We didn't sign up for this. We did not sign up for this at all. Now, big people have stopped supporting him. And one of the first ones was, um, when it came to the Jeffrey EpiPen. All of a sudden, it's like nothing there, nothing there at all. So you got people like, wait a minute, wait, you said you were going to do this. We voted for you to do this. We voted for this, and you're not doing it. So since you're not doing that, I'm no longer supporting you. Now that right there came from Nick Fuentes. What's his name? Ah, my goodness. Thomas Massey left for other reasons. Now you have Candace Owens. She really was like, "You're a liar." I mean, she came out and said, "Hey, how you doing?" She came out and said, "You're a liar." Nick Fuentes called him a what do you call him, called him a fat pig or something like that. So it started to break down, but he was able to hold on to it. But as time progressed, more people were like, "No, wait a minute. What's going over there in the Middle East with um the real is ridiculous. You have an open prison for entertainment purposes only, and people are losing their lives, and nothing. You're not doing anything. You're not telling him to stop. You're not making him do anything. And then from there it goes on to Iran, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. Why are you over there? Trump, why are you over there? You have no business over there. They're not doing anything at all besides minding their own business. So, so when Trump stopped listening to his base, then he started losing more people. Marjorie Taylor Greene, where she said, wait a minute, my people in Georgia who voted for me says, um, okay, congratulations, Gia. Congratulations. Saying that, okay, I want these files open. Then then it was open season on her, and to the point to where she left Congress, and then her family was threatened. Now I'm like, wait a minute, this right here is like some mafiosa stuff. And I'm like, I don't agree with this, Trump. I don't agree with you're doing now. There are some policies that I agree with. But when you're taking tactics like this and you're putting it on U.S. Representatives, Congress people, and you are the president and you're doing this, that right there shows that the United States is not together, not joined together at all the way we are supposed to be, joined as one. And you go from uniting and now you're doing something different. Then when Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped ship, I said Candace Owens. Now the one that really got me, I'm like, whoa, okay, I find this quite interesting. Let me see. I'm sorry. Um, was Tucker Carlson. That threw me for a loop right there. I'm like, oh, he was up in Canada and he was interviewed. I can't remember the name of the guy, but they're friends. And he said, I lost it with Trump when he started to do more with the I the real country. And he was like, wait a minute, but let me back up a little bit. Tucker was on that bandwagon as well, along with what's his name? Oh my goodness, Alex Jones. He was on that bandwagon too. Whatever he saw, he backed away because he was saying certain things that were positive towards that. But whatever occurred, he backed away from it, and then him and Trump start going at it. So Trump is is fighting with everyone or almost everyone that has supported him. So you got to stop and think, okay, what is going on? What's going on with this? Because this right here is a bit crazy, and it's and in my opinion, from what I'm looking at, this right here is what Trump is doing. Did he deceive MAGA? Did he deceive the Republican people? And MAGA is a combination of Democrats, Republicans, and also independent people that came together that's tired of all the parties and looked at Trump saying, you're it, and we're going to back you. So we're looking at that and saying, okay, what is happening now? Is he leaving us to do his agenda? And whatever his agenda is, does it have anything to do with the United States? Is he putting the United States first, or is he putting himself first? Or did he get himself into something with the Jeffrey Epstein files? Who knows? I'm not going to say he's in it. I'm not going to say he's not because I'm not quite sure. I mean, read a little things here, a little bit things there, but it doesn't really connect him in it. So I don't know. I don't feel comfortable jumping out the window like that. But his supporters are jumping out the window like that, and they may know something. I know Candace Owens was really with Benny Ben Netanyahu. I mean, she and Charlie Kirk were really with that part of the world and pushing their agenda across until Candace saw something first. She jumped away and then started going in on that part of the world over there. And then Charlie Kirk, I guess, was more invested and was able to. Okay, they were paying him. Just to be totally honest about it, they were paying him. And he believed it. From what I saw, he really believed in what he was saying because he got with them when he was younger. He got with him when he was like, what, 18, 19 years old? And then all the horrible things happened when he was 29. But he was most definitely a Trump supporter as well. And I don't know if he was backing away from Trump. I'm not quite sure. But from what I saw, he was on his way to become vice president. Now, that was just another video. That's another video. But many people are how you doing, Mars? How you doing? But but many people are starting to look the other direction when it comes to Trump. Now, what does this mean? Now, this means that whatever gains the Republican Party had, right? They lost a lot of leverage. Now, is it a democratic game? Looking at who they're putting up, looking at who they're putting up, I have no, I don't, man, how can I say? The Democrats would really have to be on one accord in order to do this. They would have to be on one accord to say, okay, we got a strong base. We're going to go after Trump. We're not going to just say, hey, anybody but Trump. No, come with a real platform, not saying or not focusing on two groups of people, the illegal immigrants and then the LGBTQ. Focusing only on those two, they are isolating everyone else. And then they notice, well, okay, we got to change some stuff up. So we got to just stop saying Trump, 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 Trump. We got to come with some real tangibles. Now they noticed what the black community did. Most stepped back and voted for the couch. They're like Kamala Harris. I'm not even thinking about her, and Donald Trump. I'm not thinking about him. Now, what Trump is doing, he's having more people not thinking about him, and that is a problem. And I'm really scared. I'm really scared. I'm horrified that if the Democratic Party comes up with a strong person, because it's not Kamala Harris, it isn't. She she can't even get her way out of a paper bag wet and open it on four sides. She can't get her way out of it. She can't find her way out of it. She can't. AOC, oh my goodness, the two of them together are the dream team of failing. They will never be able to beat JD Vance. And JD Vance, poor guy, he's in a really rough situation because he's Trump's vice president. And he's going to have a lot to fight with in order to get through this, based on what Trump is doing. And and my belief and what I'm seeing is by us being over there in the Middle East like that. And when I say Middle East, I'm talking about the Iran. Um, they're winning. They are winning. Now, some people may not agree with me. Fine, you don't have to agree with me. But from what I'm looking at they got control of the Strait of Hormuz, and they are controlling who comes in and who comes out. And they're saying, okay, you can't come in here, and if you do, I got all these little drones to come deal with you. He does, or I don't remember the president's name, but he does, and the United States is losing because they still control it. Now, the United States cannot get in there because if Trump forces even more, Iran has been bombing U.S. allies, and that's a problem. That is a huge problem. Not even to mention what's still going on in the ukulele country. Right there is still going on. Now, now, as a ukulele country, I can't even say it because I don't want to get dinged again. But the ukulele country may, and I say may, stop all this fighting. May. I hope so. I hope it's done between Russian waters and ukulele country, and then focus on Iran to pull out. Now, Iran has been how can I say forthcoming with what's going on. Now, they need inspectors to come in to look for weapons of mass destruction. There aren't any. If you look at the real country, you're going to see a lot of weapons of mass destruction. And the fact that they're not even looking at that country, I say to me is like a real big problem because they're not looking at it and saying, hey, wait a minute. Okay, you're saying that Iran has all this stuff, but you got all this stuff. And that right there is an issue because they don't have any nuclear weapons, but you do. right there's the pot calling the kettle black. This just my thoughts on that one. But back to Trump. And all of this deals with Trump and how he's dealing with all these different issues and how it affects us. I mean, he's saying, okay, gas prices are going to go down, grocery prices are going to go down, everything's going to be very low, it's going to be the best, it's going to be the best, and the whole, whatever he says. And that's not happening fast enough. I mean, we are really struggling, and we should have never been put in that position to begin with because we said no, that we don't even need to deal with that. If the country is the real have an issue, let them fight it out and let them deal with that because they're the one who started it. And now the whole world hates us because of Benny Ben. The whole world hates us. Um, and now the world court wants to put him in jail, and Trump's like, nah, leave him alone, leave him alone. No, no, let Benny Ben go straight to jail. He has to answer for what he did. And 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 to cover him and to allow him to continue doing what he's doing only shows the world that Trump, you're in his pocket. I do not know how on God's green earth that he is going to be able to overcome that. I just don't see it. I don't see him overcoming that. And by him not being able to overcome that, JD Vance is going to have a serious issue getting through this. I mean, JD Vance has been put in a position to where certain things that he said he's going to have a hard time coming back from based on how Trump um, what do you call it craft some of the things he was saying, like going, oh my goodness, what did he say? Oh my goodness. He was talking about. I lost my paper. I had it right down here, and that is not good. Avon, you said Laura Trump is not a good. Oh, okay, I got. I thought you meant Laura Trump, Trump's ex-daughter-in-law. Um, he's becoming not a good man now. As far as his policies, he's starting to sway. And I'm just looking like I can't support that. I can't support it. And the fact that he's doing what he's doing is a problem now. I think, I think, man, no, I'll say that for another. No, okay, I'll just say, I think him going into Venezuela the way he did, he should have never done that. He should have never done that. And I understand why he did it, and that was to keep the Red Dragon country from coming in and getting oil from the Western Hemisphere. Because there's this doctrine, not the Monroe Doctrine, but the United States has to protect the Western Hemisphere. All of it has to be protected to basically to keep us. Hold on, I'll get to that. Give me a second. To basically save our interest. Now, when they were coming over buying oil because of the issues going over there with the Iranian country, they're like, okay, well, if I can't get it from there, I'm going to go on over to Venezuela because they have some of the best oil, really thick oil. Trump's like, nah, Because of that, I'm going to go in there and take you out. I mean, I think maybe he could have done something different, saying that is our oil. Okay. Now, let me see. Vaughn mentioned the Epstein stuff, the EpiPen stuff. Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of Trump supporters jumped ship because of the Jeffrey EpiPen file stuff, and and because he held it back, saying nothing's there. Now, a lot of people voted for him for that, and that right there is big because if you look around, children are just just poof, and and especially the list. We need to know who we need to know who these freaks are. We need to know who they are so that they can go to prison. I mean, be arrested, to be charged, and to go to prison. But he put a stop to that, and that right there is a huge problem. And that's another reason why, um, oh, what's his name? Oh, not Alex Jones. Oh man, it's here, but it's not coming out here. I see his face. um, Not Roger. My goodness, I can't remember. It's not coming out. I'm having a learning curve moment. But a lot of people are jumping ship. But the biggest one that I thought was interesting, I just mentioned him, was Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson jumped officially jumped ship, and he said, "I'm not supporting Republicans at all." I'm like, ooh, okay. And this is the reason why I'm saying that Democrats, they have a huge shot, but I know they're going to mess it up. They're pushing Kamala Harris. She has failed, and no, she has failed, and now she's coming back with the sister girl. Hey, sister girl, I'm black. Now you're black. No, no, you're Indian, and stick with being Indian. And you're Jamaican. Stick with being a Jamaican Indian. But trying to be a Black American, no, you played that card, it smacked you in the face, and don't come out, continue doing that, because that's what she's doing. Whoever is backing her and her, marketing her, is doing a very poor job. So if you're going to try to get the black vote, then get black people who know about black people and how we do things. And don't talk no dumb stuff about washing your collard greens in a damn bathtub, because we don't do stuff like that. Okay, but Vaughn, you are right. The EpiPen is a huge factor, huge, and it most definitely is a problem that really needs to be solved. I hope he, man, I hope he does it. I hope he does it. I hope he does it. But who knows? Who knows? But there's something I want to. Oh, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. He he's like, he backed away from Trump. He's like, nah. And matter of fact, Joe Rogan, was saying the trend of Trump supporters or voters are becoming to regret their support has spread to Joe Rogan and other manosphere influencers, with millions of fans have cited broken promises by the President Donald Trump, while others oppose his use of immigration and ICE, which is going to be a tough one. Okay, this is going to be a tough one, because people are talking about, as Vaughn just stated, as far as Jeffrey EpiPen, but people still are saying, okay, ICE, we need to remove the illegal immigrants. We need to remove them. And I've noticed something whenever people talk about illegal immigrants, it's quite interesting, because they're saying, hey, they were once legal and they lost their legal status. That's not the illegal immigrants. No, that isn't it. Illegal immigrants are the ones that came here illegally. They crossed the border, came in without anyone knowing. That's what we're talking about. But for some unknown reason, why they continue doing that. Vaughn says, Laura. Oh, wait a minute. Vaughn says Israel has the goods on Trump. Maybe, maybe man, when I saw the pictures of Melania and Trump along with Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey EpiPen. This is information. This is uh funny, not funny use, but educational purposes only. Yeah, it is sad, but you may have a point, and it's kind of hard to find information linking that together. But some people found some video, not videos, but pictures showing Melania with Trump with Jeffrey EpiPen, and she wasn't standing next to Trump; she was standing next to Jeffrey EpiPen. And some people are suggesting that Trump or that Melania what was introduced to Trump through Jeffrey EpiPen. I'm not sure. I could only cite what people are saying. I don't have firsthand knowledge on it. I don't have firsthand information. I'm only just saying the word on the street, right? A word on the street. But he's really losing a lot of supporters. Now, some other supporters, let me see. Kevin says they're still coming in by truckloads. Okay, there may be a lot of truth to what you're saying. We need clarification on the EpiPen situation. Vaughn, you're absolutely right. We do need clarification, and we do need the list of the people that are on there. And I gotta say this: the Democrats were like, well, we need to know who they are. Give that name out, give the names. And some of the Republicans are like, well, no. I mean, it went back. You know, um, in fact, it was really strange how they were going back and forth on it, which leads me to believe that Congress, they might be in the midst too, how they were going back and forth. Well, we need the names, and the Republicans are like, well, no, you don't need the names. And then they're like, okay, we need the names, the Republican side, and then Democrats were like, well, no, we don't need the name. It was like going back and forth, and it was like, this is bizarro world. This is real bizarro world. But Kevin, let me ask you a question. How are they coming in as far as illegal immigrants by the truckloads? Are they coming in from the southern border or the northern border? What are your thoughts on that? Because I do know the northern border is not really heavily checked. It isn't. But let me see. This some man. Who else? Oh, now Joe Rogan was talking about the ICE raids and deportation. Now he cites the most popular of these influencers who said in March that Trump gave him credit for his 2024 win, was one of the most he was one of the most to criticize the ICE tactics and priorities under the new president during the same month. During that same month, uh, Rogan planned the detention of a gay makeup artist, Audrey Hernandez Romero, in El Salvador, calling the situation horrific. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Vaughn said we need to clarify. Okay, that Kevin said, I don't know, but big money is bringing them in. Well, yeah, because you have these. Okay, if you want to stop illegal immigration like this, I mean, just completely stop it. Go after the employers. Go after the people who are paying the people to come in and to do these jobs. Now, Purdue, Purdue Chicken, through entertainment purposes only, had a big what do you call it, chicken factory in Illinois, and this was a couple of years ago, and they were hiring illegal immigrants that were under the age of 18, some through the age of 13. I reported on this up about what 4 years ago. I reported on it, and then they decided to let go about 40. 40,000 Americans. I'm sorry, no. I want to make sure that I'm correct. About 20,000 Americans to only hire 46,000 immigrants. Now, they're saying that Americans don't want to work. No, we do want to work, but you are firing Americans to hire the people that you could pay less to. That right there, you got to go after the employers who are employing the people. You go after them, illegal immigration will stop just like that. Because who's going to come? They're not going to come. So Kevin, you are right. As far as the big money to bring them here, and here's the wild part. This right here's the kicker. Now they'll get $10,000 to bring them here, and then be in debt to the H car traffickers to bring them up here. Yeah, H car traffickers. I have to be careful. The algorithm, they ding me for everything, and then have them. Man, you can't make this stuff up. Have their families to hold them hostage, the family hostages, for them to send money. Now, what if they continue to give money? They continue giving money, say, nah, you still owe me some more money. I mean, right here's a never-ending cycle that these H-car trafficker agents can do. Say, well, you still owe me money, $10,000. Now you owe me interest because it took you this long to pay me. My thought is this. Now, I did a video about a year ago, and I did it on Honduras because that's the only place I was able to get the information. And understand this. People that live here that are from other countries send money home. Now, Honduras has about 6 million people there. Okay, 6 million. Now, from that 6 million, they have families within the United States. I'm not talking about any other country besides the United States. Now, they send $30 million every month to Honduras. Now, from that $30 million, it becomes a whole year 2.2 billion. Now, my question is this: why? Why is that country still underdeveloped? I don't get it. The country is still underdeveloped, and and the families just send money. They don't say, "Hey, you need to go to school. I need 3 people, and I'll pay for you to go to school, get an education." But that's not where their minds are. They're like, "I'm just sending money home to my family, and to make sure that they're okay because by me being up here, I have to take care of my family." I've heard this from people from Africa, from Central and South America, from Mexico, even some Asian countries. They all say the same thing. Not one person. Not one person. Now, I told you before, my ex husband is from Nicaragua and he has family in Mexico. And every month, somebody was next to dying. It's like, oh, they're in a hospital, they're going to die, we need money. I said, no, 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 this got to stop. This has to stop. And I'm taking my money and sending it there. So I'm like, look, somebody got to go to school. Somebody has to go to college. Now I'll pay for that. But for you just to sit there and not do anything besides say, oh, the government's corrupt. The United States is the most corrupt country in the world, and you Wusa, right? Okay, I digress. But now I have an ex brother-in-law who's a civil engineer, an ex sister-in-law who's a nurse, and an ex brother-in-law who is a drummer in a band, and they travel around Mexico, Central and South America, and then they get robbed by the police. I mean, it isn't the people. It's not the cartels robbing them. It's the police that's robbing them. Okay, I digress. I digress on that one. Oh my goodness. But back to Honduras. $2.2 billion that they received. Now, if you stretch that out, wait a minute, $2.2 billion, but the United States gives Honduras about $90 million a year. That $90 million a year covers 6 million people. So the thing is, what do you do to keep people in Honduras? They're not staying. They want to finish they man, man. They want the finished product. They don't want to build or develop their country. They don't want to do that. I don't want to develop it. No, I want it already built. Now, back to Trump. Um, the word on the street is, and I really cannot confirm this, but I hear people talking that that some of the reasons why that Trump went into Venezuela, it wasn't only about um, the uh, the oil, but it's about the people coming up in droves, coming up in, and so they're like, okay, well, Trump said, okay, well, if you can't manage your people, I'll take it over, take the oil and the people. Now, this is what I see. I'm gonna say this. This is what June 23rd, 10:38 Eastern Standard Time. That Trump or the United States, not just Trump, but the United States, and this could also be a Democrat as well, because the Democrats are becoming more conservative. Just look at it. They're slowly turning over, are going to take over several countries, because the United States went into Venezuela, they're going into Cuba, they already went into, what is it called, Nigeria, and they're looking at the Chinese saying, okay, I see what you're doing, and you got to stop. So I see, some skirmishes going on between the Red Dragon country and the United States when it comes to Nigeria, because people keep on coming in droves. Now, that might be one way of stopping the immigrations, by just going in there and just taking over the country. Say, here, you work in dollars now. We can employ you. We can do this. We can do that, and we can start developing your country. That's one way. But just getting the people to simply just to build infrastructure within their country, and the people that are out there that are from these countries that are in the United States, send your family to school. You do have universities there. Now, here's the scary part. Here's the scary part. I looked at the statistics, and I have to go back, but I remember the number like it was yesterday. Every year, the United States money, $686 billion leaves the United States every year. Now, we're not doing good. We need the money to stay here. That's why Trump said, hey, if you're going to send money home, we're going to tax it. Now, people are going crazy. You can't tax it. You can't tax it. No, I already paid taxes on it. Well, don't you know that every time when you go to the store, you have your money already taxed? You're going to go buy something, to tax it too. So you're going to have that tax as well. But too much money is leaving the country. Almost $1 trillion is leaving the United States. Because, yes, I'm going to assign blame. I'm going to assign blame. Because you have families back home who refuse, and I'm saying refusing because they're not doing it, who refuse to get education, who refuse to open up businesses with the money that you send. Okay, that's that portion of it. And I think that right there would, stop immigration if you go after the what do you call it? The employers. And matter of fact, in fact, you can't make the sugar honey iced tea up. There's a state, was it Kentucky, Tennessee? A mayor, an illegal immigrant, without papers became mayor. How does this happen? This is nuts. This is nuts. And man, you can't make this. You can't look. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. The person. Matter of fact, let me find. Where's this at? Let me find it. Illegal immigrant became a mayor in the U.S. Kansas. I was wrong. I think I said Tennessee. Oh man, I'm not paying $1. I'm not doing it. Okay. Okay. No, I'm talking about the illegal. Why are they bringing up immigrants? No, no, illegal. Sorry for. Hold on for a second. Mexican man elected mayor of U.S. Town accused of unlawfully voting multiple times. All right. Okay. Now, where I want to get it from, they want me to pay. And let me try Google. That might help. But this is really crazy. It's really nuts that that's actually happening. And I'm gonna say this, and some of you might get upset with me, and that's fine, and okay, that's fine. You can get upset with me. But you have a certain part of Democrats, right? Remember, I was a lifelong Democrat until I started seeing things differently, that are normally the left. And people that are left are so far to the left that they can't get any further than the left. And their whole thing is destroying the United States. Get rid of capitalism. Get rid of it. It's evil. No, it's not that capitalistic countries are evil. It's just that you don't like competition. You want to run down in a race to where everybody is equal. Come on. Come on. Just stop it. There are winners and losers. I mean,